Hello, welcome back to the Grey Script and Everything in Between podcast. This is episode 22, Collective Belief Systems. So in this episode, we explore collective belief systems, the invisible rules, expectations and stories we inherit from our family, from culture and society. You'll learn how these beliefs shape identity, worth, relationships, and self-trust, often without us realising. In this episode, it will include reflective homework to help you consciously choose beliefs you carry forward and which ones you end with you. So, up until now, we've spoken about your mind, your nervous system, your safety, and your self-worth. Today we zoom out because none of us develop in isolation. We are born into families, cultures, belief systems, expectations, roles, long before we ever get to decide who we are. This episode is not about rejecting where you came from. It's about recognising what shaped you so you can choose differently if you want to. So what are collective belief systems? These collective belief systems are shared ideas that live in families, communities, generations and societies. Beliefs like women must endure, don't talk about your feelings, hard work equals worth, love requires sacrifice, rest is lazy, and success looks one way. These beliefs are rarely spoken outright. They are modelled, reinforced, and rewarded. We absorb them as truth, especially in childhood, because belonging equals safety. So how do these collective belief systems shape your identity? By the time we are adults, many of our choices aren't choices at all. They are inherited scripts. This is why people feel guilt when they rest, why women feel selfish choosing themselves, why leaving unhealthy dynamics feels terrifying. The nervous system says if I step outside this belief, I lose belonging. So many people confuse conditioning with personality. But you are not broken, you are trained. This is all you know. So family systems and generational patterns. These beliefs are passed down through what was tolerated, what was praised, what was punished, what was silenced. So trauma doesn't just pass through stories, it passes through behaviour. Children learn how love is shown, how conflict is handled, how emotions are managed, and what is acceptable to tolerate. And unless interrupted, these patterns repeat. Not because people choose them, but because they feel familiar. There's no other way. What you do will continue throughout the generations. So, this is where we work on a little bit of homework. Beliefs are inherited. I would like you to pause or slow down and think about the beliefs that you inherited growing up. These are not accusations, and they are just observations when you look back. So which beliefs feel heavy, which feel outdated, which don't align anymore, and then your awareness is the beginning of your choice, of you choosing something different. So I encourage you to pause this and to write down the beliefs that were instilled in you as a child. My generation was very much children don't talk, they don't have a say, they sit, and parents just talk around them. And that was a case of a weekend activity, was visiting family, where we were just sat on the floor in the kitchen whilst the parents had their tea and they were having conversation. It was very much children should be seen and not heard. It was very much controlled environment as a child. What my dad said when, I didn't have a say. But that was just obviously the system that was instilled in him and obviously just pushed through his generation. And I decided when I left home at 16 that I wasn't going to continue these outdated beliefs that I had for my children. And you can also change the beliefs for yourself and your family and the future. Moving onwards, you get to choose new beliefs. So collective versus personal truth. Here's the key distinction. Just because a belief is common doesn't mean it's true for you. Just because something was normal doesn't mean it was healthy. Personal truth feels grounded, expansive, calm, and honest. Collective conditioning feels heavy, fear-based, guilt-driven, and rigid. Your body knows the difference before your mind does. So, this is a second kind of pause homework. What beliefs are you ready to release? The beliefs that you're opening to practice moving forward. You don't need to fully believe in new belief yet. You just need to practice it. Healing doesn't demand certainty, it asks for curiosity. So if there is something that a friend or another family that you know, like a sibling or something does, and you want to kind of instill that into your family or in yourself, then you can. Self-care for me was a massive turning point for me at 16. My mum never did self-care. She never wore makeup. She didn't do a skincare routine. However, I had a friend whose mum very much did. And I loved that. So when I left home at 16, that was one of the things that I started, was the self-care in doing my skincare twice a day. Non-negotiable. Didn't wear makeup, but the skincare was enough. I was spending some time on me, and that felt very foreign to begin with. So sometimes the self-care, you realise that there is no self-care, that you literally are just spinning all these plates for everyone else and you're not actually doing anything for you. Self-care is a brilliant one to start. And I guarantee a majority of you would say to yourself or to me, I haven't got time. You have to make time. Because if you go down, the whole ship sinks. Like, that is how important and essential it is that you have an element of self-care in your life. And skincare is an easy start. So let's go move on to integration and responsibility. This is the empowering part. You are not responsible for the beliefs you were given, but you are responsible for what you pass on, what you pass down through the future generations. This is how cycles end, not with blame, but with an awareness. When you choose yourself, you get others permission to do the same. Now, there is a really strong graphic that I saw quite a few years ago, and it was a mother protecting a child. So she was bent over protecting her child, and she had all like swords and arrows and things in her back. It stopped with her. That the abuse, the beliefs, the treatment, the trauma, it stopped with her. It's a really powerful graphic. I encourage you to look it up, or kind of just sit and think, like, what have you stopped that obviously you had as a child, or what have you continued, or why you do things because that's how you know how to cope. I know that with a lot of people that suffered with trauma, they turn to things like alcohol and drugs like we carried before, but that's probably because they saw a parent that did the same. People always wonder how, with everything that I've gone through and been through and go through, why I don't drink, I don't smoke, I just focus on skincare and, the things I can control. I don't think that would be a very good choice for me if I have gone that way. So yeah, I chose to become a workaholic instead. So over the last few episodes, we've covered mind development, trauma and coping, safety and self-worth, collective belief systems. This is the foundation. What comes next is embodiment. Living differently, choosing differently, leading yourself differently. In the next episode, we'll move into integration and application. How this work shows up in daily life, relationships, boundaries, and decision making. Until then, move gently. You're unlearning what once kept you safe. If you do choose to reach out to me for coaching, my coaching style is a little bit different than if you was to go to a therapist or if you was to do group therapy. Excuse the dog. My coaching is very much, there's 3 pillars: your past, your future, and your present. And that's where we start. We start with your past. We work through the things that happened in your past. We go on to the present, how things that have happened in the past is affecting your life presently. And then we look to change things going forward. This takes about 6 to 8 weeks. It can sometimes take longer. And the fixed price that I charge to get you from A to C, it doesn't change how long it takes. Some people are very, very quick at changing. Some people are not. And that doesn't reflect in anything. I'm still there every week to help you. So if you are at a point where you would like to know the cost to be coached, to actually change things moving forward, then please reach out to me. You can get me on Facebook, or you can comment to one of the podcasts. So until next time, please don't think you're alone. And I really hope that these podcasts are actually beneficial to you, that you are getting little hints and tips. The reason why I don't share so much is because obviously that's what my coaching is for. These are little tips for you to actually start healing yourself, because that is possible. It is possible to heal yourself if you are that dedicated and you actually really want change. And I'm just there if you feel like you need a helping hand. So again, until next time, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing amazing. See you next week.